Whenever you're ready. Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah D'Souza and joining me is Ms. Aparna Sharma. She's an independent director on the board of TS Alois Limited. Ms. Aparna Sharma is here at iFeel for the launch of her maiden book, Reality Bites, The Role of HR in Today's World. It's a really great honor to have you with us, ma'am. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, how was your book launch experience here at iFeel?
Oh, I think it was awesome because the book has been launched in about 45 cities. But I was very keen that I reach as many colleges and as many students, and I touch lives of as many would-be professionals as possible. It was actually a dream to come here, and I'm very touched by the warmth and hospitality and the eagerness to learn from all the students who actually I understood that witnessed the launch, a book launch for the first time on campus. So I think it was a win-win all the way. And the fact that we launched the Hindi and the English book together was absolutely an icing on the cake.
A few questions, ma'am, relating to your book. It's an amazing book, by the way. Why did you choose this title for your book, Reality Bites, The Role of HR in Today's World?
Okay. So, I'm a thoroughbred HR practitioner and a professional. Well, I was destined to be in HR, I guess, though I'm here by default and not by design. So, there's nothing else that I know besides HR in life. And reality, because I think it's in today's world it's very important to stay grounded and to be real with people. So HR is about people, touching lives of people, and people are real, emotions are real. So I think I wanted to be to be able to relate to all my experiences in the past 20 years in as real a fashion as I've experienced them for youngsters, for academicians, and also for students. So the title came very naturally. As I mentioned, there was a lot of debate around the world word bites, because bites is not a very positive word as far as media is concerned. But I think I prevailed over everybody else with the logic that I had for the title.
Okay, ma'am. So what real life inspiration did you draw from for writing your book?
Real life, I mean, I've known of so many people who've written books. I'm very inspired by many authors. And I always knew that there was an author in me. But I wanted to beat this concept of, people wanting to write books when they hang their boots and retire. Still, when I launched the book, a lot of people told me you're too young to write a book. I said probably the next book on management will be after 20 years, because I've written 20 years of experience in this book, and the next one will be after 20 years when I probably will retire from active service. So this was, I would say, inspired much more because I didn't know I was a sought after author. As the publisher came chasing me for many months, and relentless pursuit, I would say, on the part of the publisher. So I think that's what made the book a reality, which was always a dream for me.
Ma'am, what's your favorite chapter that you write, and why? Is that like a favorite chapter you have?
Okay, so the first chapter is actually the favorite because I've given them very interesting names, and they almost like, each chapter is almost like a baby. So it's the first chapter is called The Twins. Okay, so it's two sides of the same coin. You have EVPs, employer value proposition, and employee value proposition. Interestingly, there's not a lot of material that you actually find even if you Google on these concepts. And how is it that these concepts are actually being translated in the Indian environment? Prompted me to write this for better understanding and clarity as I have experienced them in organizations. I was able to introduce these concepts in the last few assignments that I have been working with. So I thought it was a perfect way to start the life cycle of an employee, because what attracts somebody to an organization is the value proposition that the organization has for anybody who wants to join them.
Yes. Is there a message in your book that you hope the readers will grasp?
There is, in fact, like I've said, it's two-pronged. The message is two-pronged. What should HR people be very adept at doing in their function in the contemporary times? So it's not about just hiring. Okay, what goes behind selecting the right talent. Okay, so it's not semantics, but it's the technical aspects of it. So there's a message for would-be HR professionals and early career HR professionals. At the same time, there's a message for non-HR professionals also to understand that what is it that they should expect from HR, and if it's not happening in their organization, then go and tell them that, refer the book and say read this and find out what needs to happen in this organization. So I think I've tried to cover and balance both the aspects, which is what I'm told that not many books address.
Okay, ma'am. So it leads me to my next question. Challenges faced while writing the book, ma'am?
Oh, plenty.
Okay.
Lots of personal sacrifices. Like I said, 2 hours of sleep for 8 months. Big challenge. And when you have a full-time, very heavy job, globe-trotting, different time zones, responsibilities of the family, deadlines to keep at work and otherwise, no me time at all, and all you have to do is, because there is a outer deadline to meet, and actually working across continents. So the publisher was in India, I was in another continent, and then going back and forth, etc. So to stay focused on that and not get bogged down by because I may have an understanding of how it should come out, but not everybody is on the same page. So communication becomes, when you're not in the same country, it becomes all the more challenging. So I think plenty of challenges, but I'm glad that I sort of surmounted all that. At the same time, after writing the book, I reached out to a lot of authors to see how to promote the book, and I would say it's quite an ordeal to make sure that the book reaches the nook and corner of the country, and people who really should benefit from it, get to actually see it and read it.
What is your preferred method to have readers, fans get in touch with you or follow you?
So I was not so social media savvy until I actually wrote the book, but I'm all over the place. I'm on LinkedIn, which is a professional medium, but I'm also on Twitter. So my Twitter handle is @Sharma Parna, and also on FB. So I created a page, to keep uploading all updates on the book, and I'm pretty regular about how I update, and I'm actually everywhere these days in terms of not leaving any opportunity to go and interact with students, with faculty, with media. And interestingly, I forgot to share in class, but about 3 colleges in Mumbai have actually changed the syllabus according to the book. So that I think is a great achievement. Yeah.
Yes. So ma'am, which brings me to the next question again. What's next for you? Do we see a book coming up in the near future? Another one probably?
No, I think that's too much to ask for. So no, there's no book. But the good thing is that we today launched the 3rd print of the book, which means the first 2 are sold out.
Okay.
I had the last few copies left, which I brought for students here today. The 3rd print is in the market now. The book is going international. It's already on Kindle.
Okay.
And we have launches in Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Singapore and UK planned before the end of the year. So which means the book is going international. It's already in the libraries of all the IIMs.
Congratulations.
IIM Ahmedabad, Calcutta. I'm going to IIM Shillong next week, next weekend. So it's there everywhere in the IIMs, also in India. And it has also gone to Harvard Business School.
Congratulations.
So
ma'am.
it's already reached there. I didn't talk so much about it. I think what's next for the book is the fact is to take the Hindi translation
Further.
the further, because I don't think, what I was told is not too many Indian authors have written a book which has been translated into Hindi. So with the Hindi and English we cover the entire country.
Yes.
But access to places where Hindi is understood is still
Penetration.
not easy. So I'm going to Bihar, I'm going to Jharkhand, I'm going to schools, I'm going to colleges. I've gone to places which I've probably not heard of names, like Nuamundi, and which is close to Jamshedpur, Chaibasa, and all those kind of places to go and talk about the book. I'm going to IIM Rohtak. So these kind of places, Agra, Mathura, I've been to Agra, Mathura to promote the book. Vrindavan, which you think is more religious, but actually is management students. So the idea is to get the Hindi book also, go to places, because that was the intent of covering, the entire country. So I think with that, yes, I mean I'm staying true to my words to Dr. Rao, who said 2 years, and I'm giving it that much time. But I think I would like to inspire people, more people, to write books and get real and draw them to HR, because people generally do not have a very or the function doesn't have a very high credibility. So I'd like to draw more people to the function.
Yes, I hear you. Totally agree. Ma'am, congratulations on all your success. We wish you the best. So finally, could you just please give us some advice to the young aspiring writers of I Feel? I believe we have quite a few now.
Yeah, I mean, I asked for a show of hands, and I was very impressed that quite a few,
Yes.
students want to write books. So one thing is, I want to be very upfront about this. Nobody ever became rich by writing a book. Okay, so please, I mean, that's not bread and butter. So get real with your careers, and you will have to make a lot of sacrifices, on your journey to become an author. I told you about the 3 types of authors, so decide which one you want to be. I talked about substance, so if you delve deep into substance in your subject or domain, it becomes easier if you want to write non-fiction. But if you want to write fiction, I mean, it's absolutely open. It's not overnight success, so you have to be persistent, patient, understand the target audience in terms of how you actually position the book. So you've got to have a plot if it's non-fiction, etc., and what is it that inspires you. Writing should actually come naturally. If you have to force fit it, I think it's hard. But if that is what is your passion and gets your goat, then I think go for it. Don't think about the commercial aspects and monetary aspects. Unfortunately, it's also business. So the publisher is more interested in the moolah that he rakes in. But be as genuine as you can be to reach out to people. My only objective was to share my experience, not when it's too late in the day, but as early as I can. So do that with the same amount of passion. Trust me, all of you, and you remember me for this, nobody ever died of hard work. So work as hard as you can, and wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do I just get that book? It's from Man.